All right, guys. Today's workout for Tuesday, March 8th is a 20-minute AMRAP. 2 movements alternating back and forth, which becomes kind of humbling, I'd say, after the second or third round. What it's going to be is 10 strict knees to elbows, followed by 3 wall walks. As many rounds as possible in 20 minutes, okay? If anybody knows from SteadFast when we had the gym open in Savannah, this one we did in February of last year, and then came the open time, we had, we had wall walks in one of the workouts. So I think everybody was appreciative of getting a taste of what wall walks can mean in an AMRAP situation. So let me know what your thoughts are about wall walks for 20 minutes. So we're gonna start off. We're not really gonna need a lot of equipment today besides your pull-up bar. If we don't have a pull-up bar, we'll talk about ways that we can modify that strict knees to elbow. First thing we're gonna do, come on down to the ground. We're gonna get 20 total mountain climbers in. So mountain climber, for your warm-up, you can bring that foot all the way up to your hand, or you can just bring those knees to your elbows, and you're gonna switch. You're gonna do 20 reps. After your 20 reps, you can shake it out for a second. We're going to do 10 reps of down dog to up dog, okay? So again, we're working on loosening up and warming up our shoulders and activating everything before we get to those wall walks. In that down dog position, if you have tight hamstrings like me, I'm just gonna bend my knees a little bit. I'm gonna keep my back flat, drive my chest to my knees. And from here, I'm gonna transition to a tall plank. Send my hips down to the ground. Look up to the sky, stretch out that low back, and for each of these reps, hanging out for about 3 to 5 seconds. And then again, up dog. For each up dog, I think about trying to exhale and sink my hips lower to the ground as possible, keeping those arms locked out. Kind of lost count, so I'm just going to do 2 more. Last one. And then hang out for a second. We're gonna do one more thing and we'll take a little bit of a break. Last thing we're gonna do are gonna be 20 total Supermans, okay? We're working on global extension here. Trying to bring your feet up as high as possible, get your quads off the ground, and your hands and chest off the ground as possible, as much as possible, leaving just your hips on the ground. So laying on your belly, arms out in front of you, 20 total reps. Lift those hands and feet as high up as you can. I think that's about 20. Take a little bit of a break. And then we'll come back down to the ground, so if you need to grab a drink of water, now's the time to do so. We'll talk about progression from there. The next thing we're gonna do, back on the ground, it's gonna be 10 push-ups. If you are advanced with your push-ups, you can make them tempo push-ups. You can do a few more, but it's just to activate the shoulders, work on pressing before we get to those nose to walls, or wall walks, sorry. From there you can shake things out for a second. We're going to come back down to the ground, and instead of doing swimmers, we're going to do, Supermans, we're going to do swimmers. So we're just warming up those shoulders some more. So laying back down on your belly, arms out in front of you, you're going to reach those hands up, come out to a T position, turn your palms facing up to the sky, try to clap your hands behind your body or at the small of your back, and then switch. These are slow and controlled, waiting till you get to that T position before you rotate your hands, and try to keep your hands as high up off the ground as possible. We're going to do 20 total reps. Down and back is 1. If you need to take a break in between, that's fine too. Just warming up the shoulders. All right, good. From there, the next thing we're gonna do is get some side plank rotations in. You're gonna do 10 per side. So with side plank rotations, I prefer to just be on my elbow, my palm flat on the ground for a little bit more stability. And from here, you can either stack your feet or have both feet on the ground. The goal here is to make sure that you keep your hips in a straight line and then try to open up your chest. You're gonna reach behind you and then reach towards the sky or even further behind you. You're gonna do 10 per side. Switch sides, do the same thing. 10 more side plank rotations per side. Then from there you can grab another drink, take a little breather. Now what we're gonna do is go over points of performance for the movements, see if we need to modify things anyway, and then get going from there, okay? So now what I want you guys to do is get a couple of practice reps of whatever variation of a strict knees to elbow that works best for you today. So if you aren't able to get your knees all the way up to your elbows, that's fine. If you can only bring your knees to parallel, awesome. And then if you're not able to get that wall walk, getting your face as close to the vertical pose, the wall as possible, we'll talk about maybe coming to an L position or just walking your hands in a couple of reps to maybe 45 degrees, okay? So let's go over the points of performance. On the pull-up bar, strict knees to elbows means I'm not going to use a kip swing to get up and down. I'm just going to stay nice and tight in my core and bring my knees as close to my elbows, my triceps as possible. So we're going to get 5 practice reps in. Think about pointing those toes down to the ground and not using any type of momentum to get up each time. If that was too difficult, just bring your knees as high up as possible. And if you don't have a pull-up bar today, what we can do is lying flat on our back, my hands out to the side. I'm gonna bring my knees to my chest and then kick out. Knees to my chest and then kick out, keeping your heels off the ground the whole time. no more than 3 inches. Try to keep it in that 3 to 4 inch range off the ground, okay? You'll just do 10 of those. Wall walks today, each and every rep is going to start with your chest on the ground. I'm going to demonstrate one for you. You're going to shuffle your hands up to whatever you think is appropriate today, and then come back down from there. So my feet are against the wall. I'm in that push-up position. I'm going to do a push-up. Kick one foot up the wall, have the other one meet. Shuffle those hands in. If this is all you have today, stay in a straight line. Don't let those hips sink down. Try not to pike that butt up. But if you can, work those hands in and try to have that chest get as close to the wall as possible. From there, at the end of each rep, you'll come down to that push-up position so chest touches the ground each and every time, okay? From there, take a breather, see how things feel for yourself today. Try to hold yourself to a standard for each and every rep that you do along this 20 minutes, okay? So even if you're not able to get 10 rounds, which I don't think I'll be trying for today, I want you to concentrate on quality, range of motion, and proper movement for each movement, okay? Let me know.